Just take a nice breath in. Exhale that breath. Just allow yourself now to relax more and more. Because from this moment in time, there's nothing of importance for you to do except relax. Relax.
Hey, what's up, humans? Welcome to Scarlett Letter Show, episode 11. I'm your friend Scarlett Santamaria, keeping you up to date with San Diego's electronic music scene. Before introducing my guest, I'd like to talk about the roots of electronic dance music in the LGBTQ+ community. Marginalized groups, including gays, lesbians, bisexuals, transgenders, racial and ethnic minorities, were all major contributors to the growth of dance music culture, sound, and ambiance. The birth of dance music started back in the 70s, when disco was on the rise. The gay DJ David Mancuso hosted private legendary after-hours dance parties in New York at The Loft. These events were possible with the help of committed gay dancers in the scene, including Larry Levin and Frankie Knuckles, who acted as key catalysts to what we know today as EDM and DJ culture. Levin stayed in New York and became a resident DJ at Paradise Garage, carrying on the disco sound that would evolve into house and techno by the early 80s. Knuckles, on the other hand, left New York and became a resident DJ at The Warehouse in Chicago, where he acquired the title of the Godfather of House Music for giving the genre its name. Paradise Garage, The Warehouse, and other gay clubs, including the Music Box in Chicago and Heaven in Detroit, served as a safe space for the queer community where they could celebrate their identities, have fun, and feel free to be themselves. These clubs also turned into spaces for heterosexual people as the genres and the scene increased in popularity in the mainstream scene around the 90s and 2000s. I strongly believe that it's crucial to emphasize the role that the queer community played in the creation of the genres and culture that we love. As members of the electronic music community, we should spread the message of love, equality, acceptance, and diversity, and educate new fans of our values. And of course, this was just a super short version of the story. Please take some time to read more about the history of house and techno on your free time. I recommend the article called An Alternate History of Sexuality in Club Culture. It's on residentadvisor.net. So go ahead, nourish your mind with knowledge. It's pretty amazing. And now I'd like to introduce one of Hillcrest's most beloved DJs, and his name is John Joseph. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty great. Thanks for being here.
Of course.
Can you tell me what genres do you DJ and produce?
I'm mostly in that main room EDM sound, that big room sound. That's kind of where
That's your thing.
That's where I thrive.
So where did the love for those genres emerge from?
I used to go to raves back when I was younger, and then I used to go to a lot of underground stuff. And back in like 2010, I went to this underground rave, and I was listening to this DJ, and I was like, oh my god, he's good. He's got that bounce, and it's crazy, and it's fun. And his name is Dioro.
Oh, I love Dioro.
I know, right?
Yes, I love him.
So he kind of like jump started me into that genre. Before it was really house. I was really house driven, kind of growing up. Cause that's that was big in the gay scene.
Yeah,
obviously like early 2000s.
Like the circuit sound.
Circuit sound, but more like the non-circuity sound. Like more like progressive house. I was really into that. And then I jumped right into that. Like big room sound with Dioro, and
I love some Dioro.
Took off with it, and now I'm the minority in the gay community. I play EDM. I play that hard, crazy EDM.
Yeah, you're right, because they're moving more towards like techno or circuit stuff.
They're huge on circuit.
Yeah,
but, that's what the gays like. They like that sound, I guess, and then that techno and that house sound.
Do you remember your first rave, like your first electronic music event?
Oh God. I went to there was a New Year's Eve 2000 show in LA. I can't think of the name of it now. That's how old I am. It was the Y2K show, I think it was called.
Oh, okay.
But it was put on by Insomniac and somebody else.
All right.
And it wasn't like EDC.
Was it life changing?
It was actually kind of fun because it was a bunch of different venues, and you could literally just hop on a bus and just travel around to the venues like all night long, and it was like pretty much. And you would like like it was like a bus that just toured around, and you just kind of like you want to go to and each venue had a different sound.
Okay, that sounds fun.
So that was like my very first one.
How would you describe your music style, like your sound?
Right now, I'm kind of all over the place because I'm really into like. I'm starting to get back into that house vibe and kind of getting that like that progressive stuff but then I really like the harder stuff too. Like I'm really into like trance and side trance and hard style.
I love when you play side trance at the end of the night. I'm always like
yeah, when you get a long set, you start off really light, and then you kind of progress into the night.
Yeah, you really do progress. I see you get like harder like as the night goes by.
I do. I definitely do. I think it's more me because I kind of get bored sometimes too.
Yeah, of course. As a DJ, because I used to be a resident DJ at this tapas bar in Bonita, and I will always play the same thing, So I understand what it's like because people kind of expect to hear that, but then I will switch it up and put something like out of the blue, like something that was out of the genres, and people were like, whoa, like what's going on, whatever, because I would get bored. I needed something for myself too.
Yeah, no, and it's fun because I like to play out of the box sometimes and kind of get people to get out of their shell a little bit. Like what is this? I don't know, but I'm dancing to it. It works. It works a lot actually. So
yeah, I know. Whenever you play your side trance at the end, people are just like jumping so hard.
Going crazy.
Yeah. All right, so was there a defining moment in your life that made you realize that you wanted to work in the music industry?
Honestly, I went to school to be an accountant.
And look at you now.
And I spent like 2 years doing it, and after the second year doing taxes, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, that's not you for sure.
So I just kind of picked up and I said, I know how to DJ. Let me see what I can make out of it. And here I am.
Yeah.
All these years later.
That's really cool. Sometimes it's so interesting because you go to school and then you end up doing not what you went for anyways.
Yeah, I mean, but the funny thing is I can't do my own taxes now, so I just...
Okay, now I know where to get my taxes done with John Joseph.
Yeah, no, definitely can't do that.
All right, so do you practice any ritual before DJing at an event?
No, not really.
Okay.
I'm actually... I don't really I get nervous a lot, but I don't really have a ritual.
You still get nervous?
I always get nervous.
Yeah.
At every set. I don't even know why. Even like the local ones where
I think it's kind of like nervousness and also like excitement. It's kind of like that feeling in your stomach that you're
maybe.
Like, I don't know. All right. So where do you get your inspiration to DJ and create mixes?
I actually love going out to like events, festivals, other DJ sets, like really kind of listening around. If I can't make like Ultra, I couldn't go to Ultra.
Yeah.
But I sat and like listened to almost everyone's set that I possibly could.
Nice.
Like on just play through it on YouTube or something and listen to it, and
you get ideas.
I just get ideas, or you get different sounds. You get different. I'm like, oh, I like that song. Or I remember I was playing one of these sounds, and that sounds great. I like this song. I went and like Shazammed it.
Yeah. And
I'm like, this is Armin van Buuren's playing it, but he's playing like an Eric Prydz tribute.
Ooh.
Which was very housey, and I was like, oh, I like this, but he's playing it, so I thought it was really random.
I know, because he's all about trance.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, it was interesting.
Awesome. So what can I expect in the first portion of the mix?
It is very kind of intro. Everything's fast for this mix anyways. I mean, I always play fast, but it's very a house vibe in the beginning. Mm-hmm. So it's very housey-ish.
All right, fantastic. Well, I think now it's time for some music, and we'll be back in 10 minutes to continue the interview. And make sure to check out the live stream on my Facebook page at Scarlett Letter Show. If you're curious to see what we look like, we look pretty great. I'm just saying.
I think you look better.
Yeah, we're looking bomb. And by the way, you're listening to KCR College Radio, the award-winning sound of state. Hey, oh my God, I was having a hard time stopping this mix because it was so good. My God, I'm feeling. Oh my God, now I really want to go to rave and like go crazy and woo. All right,
let's go.
Yeah, EDC is coming up.
I know, we're going.
Yeah. Woo, okay, that mix was like everything. Like seriously,
it's fun. It's a fun mix. It gets even more fun.
Yeah. Whew. Anyways, humans, welcome back. This mix is like super bomb, and I have to make some announcements, of course, before going on the interview. So first, fan of podcasts, make sure to tune in on KCR On Demand, the newest platform of entertainment for your radio hosts here at SDSU. Find us on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud at KCR College Radio. Also, North Parks Observatory is an amazing venue that you can win tickets to. So check out our giveaways at KCR College Radio or via kcrlive.com. Lastly, Techniche is having another event next week on Thursday, May 2nd at Rich's San Diego, featuring resident DJs Mixoplex and Juggernaut and a very special guest who is also a good friend of mine, Luna Michelle. She is honestly such an amazing human. I really love her, and she's super talented too. She throws down some serious techno. So come support your local talent, people. And I'll be there too, of course, selling Jell-O shots and serving looks. So make sure to bring some cash, some positive vibes, and just dance the night away. And speaking of Jell-O shots, I got my boss sitting right in front of me.
No way.
Whoa, John Joseph. I guess now it's a good time to ask, how did you start your Jell-O business? Like, where did the concept come from?
Well, it used to be kind of like a fundraiser. We did it as a fundraiser back in the day. I used to do it for a softball team that I was on. Mm. And then the softball team went away. I stopped playing for it, working with it. And then, but the fundraiser, it brought in decent money. It paid for the whole season. Okay. And the club didn't want to stop. And so I was like, oh, I'll just make a business out of it. Yeah. And the first year was rocky. It was like hit or miss if we're selling, who's going to do it, all that stuff. Yeah. So I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, you're the star. You don't want to do it.
So I was like, I don't want to do this. And then the next year I went legal with it and did the papers and the taxes and all that good stuff. And now it's a thriving business.
Ooh, awesome. So can you tell me about your affiliation with Flix and Riches? How did you get in the position where you are now?
Well, I started off doing events and DJing at Riches. Actually, Wednesday nights, the college night or mischief night that we do. Yeah. I helped start that like 10 years ago or so.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Right when I first started getting into the club scene. And that kind of like jump-started my DJ career as well, which is nice. But then, you just start DJing there. But I actually started DJing hip-hop, which is how I originally started DJing. I was straight hip-hop DJ. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not now. Yeah, no. And I jumped, I moved my way into the main room from the front room, basically. Awesome. But Wednesdays, you would just play. It was just one DJ, and it was just hip-hop. Okay. And then, you just kind of work your way in. But you work there so long, you make new relationships, and you know everybody, and you're like family. So
yeah, definitely.
And then with Flix, Flix was kind of like an accident. The new owner, Jeff, purchased the club like 6-7 years ago or so. All right. And then he got a tip from one of his friends saying, oh, John Joseph's a good DJ, you should hire him. And they wanted to fix the music and do things. And they said, oh, so he met with me. He's like, maybe you want to do like a Thursday night, And I was like, sure. That was 6 years ago.
All right. You've been a resident there for a while, as well as Riches.
Yeah, and now we're on our 7th year doing our Thursday night party, which I'm going to after this.
Yeah. What is it? What is it called? The Flicker?
It's called Flicker. Yeah. And it's like one of the busier
nights of the
nights at Flix. Yeah.
Awesome. So can you tell me? Oh, actually, I would like to know more about your brand, Le Parties. Is that how you mention it? Is it L-E or Le?
It actually stands for location events.
Oh, okay.
But
where did the division come from?
People call it Le Parties all the time.
Yeah.
So Le Parties.
Le Parties, yeah.
It actually was kind of like an accident.
Also,
yeah, these are all accidents. I like to have fun, and
things just come with the flow.
Yeah, and I like to throw parties. And one year I threw a pre-Pride pool party at the Lafayette. Yeah. And didn't expect anyone to come, but just kind of like sold a few tickets and wasn't like a big thing. I DJ'd it myself the whole time, but we had 300 people show up, and I was like, oh, that's big. And it just kind of trickled down into where we are now, where we're throwing all the Pride pool parties. And we do like a big pre-EDC party in Vegas, and we have a couple of Pride events in LA coming up and in Palm Springs. And so it's just exciting. It's kind of like blossomed in this little kind of like gay cultured EDM style company that's we're focusing on the EDM side. There's a lot of big circuit parties, and we don't do any of those. Mm-hmm. We're the EDM parties.
Awesome.
We're still, small beans compared to those circuit parties, but it's growing. It's growing nicely, so it's good.
That's great. And what is your goal with this brand?
Kind of just to get big enough to that, where we're a name for ourselves. We're not we're not there yet, but we want to be like recognized, like some of the bigger circuity events, like Matinee or White Party, or you know, 'cause White Party is this weekend coming up. Like, yeah, it's a huge name. It's been around for 30 years.
Okay.
We would like to be like that kind of style, but
All right.
with our EDM brand, you know, bringing in like the techno in the house and the
Yeah.
all the
Well, if you're the only one doing it, that's already
So
great.
far, we're the
that's
only
already
one.
great news
Yeah,
because
we're
you're
only one.
gaining credibility and people are getting to know you all and more, and
Yeah.
especially like the younger generations too.
Yeah.
I think like your target audience is always changing.
I think we're definitely focused on the younger right now.
Yeah, that's good.
It seems.
So, what is your role in the entertainment pros and location DJ?
So the Entertainment Pros is our production company. This goes back dates me even more. The production company I started like 18 years ago as like a
Wow.
mobile DJ company, like, you know, DJing like little events
Yeah,
here.
actually, my dad does that. He has his own mobile DJ
Yeah.
company, and he does like all these events. Like I checked your website, so
Yeah,
really cool.
so we started off doing all those events, and then we kind of just started buying more equipment. And when you buy more equipment, you just start. What are you gonna do with it when it
Yeah.
just sits there? So now it's a full-fledged production company, and there's a couple of, you know, facets of the company. Like there's a video graphic design part of the company that works with Hollywood right now, and they do a lot of like all the background, like instead of like green screen technology,
Yeah.
they use our video panel technology, and they do all the video stuff.
All right,
Some
that's
actors
awesome.
are acting; they actually get to act to the video that's actually going to play in the movie.
Yeah, not just a green screen.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice.
And what drove you to create this business?
It felt right. Like when you get into something, and, you know, you're not like, you know, you're not working for it,
Yeah,
but it, you know, to
you
me,
actually enjoy it.
I do enjoy it, and I like the, you know, the end result. I mean, I like people being happy and smiling, and that's what I like, you know, and that makes me happy. So,
What's your mission statement with that brand?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I know I'm making you think. It's just that, you know, we have all these things in your life and we don't really think like what's the purpose, but
With the Entertainment Pros or just in general?
with the entertainment process.
I guess the purpose of it was really to kind of give our equipment like a function when we're not using it.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's kind of growing into this like little mini business that's like you were doing like mini festivals and
Alright.
mini events, like
Yeah.
concerts and stuff. And that like also is like right up my alley, and that's perfect for me.
Yeah, it
So.
is. And what do you think makes your events special? Like, what do you think makes them stand out from the rest?
Well, minus them being like the gay events that we do. I mean, and they're all like an EDM driven. That's pretty special.
Yeah,
in
for
its
sure.
own right. And then, but I think we're trying to do things different. Like I idolize like Insomniac and what they do.
Yeah, me too.
And I like love going to their events and like getting ideas and concepts and just kind of like, this is cool. I should do something like that too. It's something different
Yeah.
than what you would see like at a regular.
Especially for the queer community.
Yeah,
You know,
because they're
'cause
not
there's
used to it.
Yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
it's great that you're doing this work. Definitely.
Trying to.
So what are your thoughts on the representation of queer DJs in the electronic music world?
I love it. I think that there should be more of them.
Yeah.
So
Do
that,
you think it's harder for a queer artist to make it in such a heteronormative industry?
you know, I used to think that, and then I don't, because now like you have some really big gay DJs that there's some that are out of the closet, some that aren't out of the closet. That like I know a couple that aren't out of the closet, but they're making huge hits right now, like stuff like that. So it's just like it's kind of like how you portray yourself.
Yeah.
I think I jumped back from being a huge gay DJ, and I could have went that whole circuit route and been in the circuit loop that is kind of stale right now. Like if you're in the circuit community, you don't leave the circuit community.
Yeah, that's it.
You're in it for that's your career for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
But I jumped way back from that years ago, and in my EDM career, and I've got to, I mean, I still have residencies, you know, Hakkasan and like some big companies that are just straight clubs that will still hire me even though I'm gay.
That's great. It's good to not like internalize those thoughts and just think like for me, like because I'm a woman or you because you're homosexual or whatever, that you're not going to be able to have the same opportunities.
Yeah.
It's all about like, I feel like if you work hard and you put yourself out there.
Yeah, and it takes a lot because
Yeah.
it's hard for some people to digest that I'm gay. Still, I mean, it's still
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense. So what do you think the music industry should be doing to be more inclusive?
Um, well, I mean, I wish this is, I mean, this is actually where I kind of, I feel like, and it's not the straight community, it's the gay community. The gay community really segregated itself by becoming a circuit driven community.
Yeah.
Years and years and years ago, the gay community thrived on house music. It was straight up, with Thunderpuss, and that was all just straight house music, progressive house music. And then they really wanted their own genre to be their own thing, and they created circuit. Circuit's not a recognized genre on any platform.
No.
You can't even find, if you type circuit in, it's not a thing.
Yeah.
And that's where they went wrong. And so that's why I think that they kind of segregated themselves on their own. I don't think the music community did it to them. They just did it to themselves. And that's why I've not went that route. I saw that early on and I was like, I can't do that.
You're like, bye.
So it's sad that I would love this, the other community to accept it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that the music is no different. They just need to relabel it and come back to the brand that is bumping right now. That techno, that deep house, that progressive house sound. That's huge right now.
That's a good point. That's a good point that you bring that up, because usually, like, you would think it was the music industry, but sometimes, like, the members of the community have a lot to do with it.
Yeah, no, and they kind of put themselves in that box, and that's sad. You know.
Well, a good thing that you got out of it.
Yeah, and a lot of I have a couple of friends who are like Billboard reporting DJs, and they make a lot of remixes for big names. But where has it got them? What, a circuit party in Barcelona? They go DJ once a year. Like, ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, you're onto bigger things.
I'm like,
I love that.
Yeah, it's not where I want to be.
Yeah, so. And you're not. You're doing big things.
Trying to.
So, out of all the events that you've played at, is there one that has made the biggest impact in your life?
I think my first time playing at Hoxon in Vegas was my, like, oh my gosh moment. Yeah. Like, being on that stage, even though it was like an opening thing, I was like,
but still, it's Hoxon in Las Vegas.
What am I doing here? Who are you? Like, it was crazy. It was like an oh my gosh moment. And then it was like they subbed me in. They flew me out, subbed me in for a set. And then out of nowhere, I got a contract, and it was a whole year. It was a 52-date contract, and I about lost it. I was like,
that's so much fun. That's amazing. That's how I feel right now that I got my chance to be an Insomniac entertainer. I'm kind of like,
oh my God,
on
you're
cloud
so
nine right now.
excited.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, I agree. We got good things coming up for us. So, so you balance many roles in your life, right? You're a DJ, a producer, event coordinator, and a business owner. What are your stress coping mechanisms?
Tequila? No. Stress coping. That's a good question. I love the gym. The gym is a huge help. Even though I'm a little fat still. It's
oh, come on.
But the stress also adds the pounds on your body. But, and then sometimes I do like to drink. I won't deny that. That's always a fun little let loose.
Yeah.
But I really like, and this sounds really weird, but I really like nature, and
that's not weird. I love nature. I love going to the beach and watching the sunset, and like.
I'm not a beach person, but I'm definitely like a hike person.
I'm not a hike person.
Oh yeah, I'm the opposite. Or like I like to go to like visit like the snow when we have snow here, or if I can go to the snow, or just like things that are just not normal.
Yeah.
That's
like, good. Yeah, it's like a good way to kind of disconnect and
like there's a little park next to my house, and I like to go there sometimes. Just like walk to it, and I just sit there.
Just sit there, yeah.
Listen to the trees.
That's nice. That's good. That's a good way to cope.
You gotta like come back to life a little bit.
Yeah.
And it keeps me like normal, I think.
We're so caught up with like electronics and everything else in our lives, and it's good to just have a moment in nature.
Yeah, I mean every night and up till 4 sometimes for me, and 5 in the morning, and then you have to like get your day going.
And, like do it all over again.
Do it all over again. Sometimes I just need like a break.
All right, good. So, what is the most rewarding thing from your involvement in the music industry?
Gosh, I don't even know. I think the most rewarding thing right now for me is hearing people, like when I get like tons and tons of messages online, like Instagram, Facebook, whatever, from people who've seen me DJ, and they say, I love your music style. It's so different. I can't believe you're playing this at a gay club. Like, I get that a lot, and that makes me happy because that, doesn't happen. Like, that EDM sound does not happen. And, like, it's like I just got booked to go to Denver this year. In June. I'm DJing at Red Rocks, which is like a dream come true for me.
Red Rocks.
And that was crazy. And they're actually having me stay and DJ this big block party that they're doing there, which I've never done before. And then they're just having me stay and do Pride. So, like, they booked me for, like, 4 different events in this 1 week period out of nowhere. I didn't even ask for it. But it was somebody who had heard me DJ, and they're like, you just keep the crowd going with the EDM, and EDM is, like, where music is going, and we need that.
It's fantastic. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So can you share some of the challenges you've experienced as a DJ and an experienced creator?
Say that again?
Can you share some of the challenges you've experienced as a DJ and experienced creator?
Oh, well, yeah, because sometimes you get like a brain fart and you have, and you don't know what to do, like, especially even like being a DJ, like sometimes like music, sometimes I'll just like listen to different music and I'm like, this isn't fun anymore. Like, I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
But people still like it, but for me, it's not fun.
Kind of like burnout.
Yeah. So it's hard to be like creative. And if I haven't even talked to you about this, like, it's hard to like, I jump back into a lot of my mashups that I make because people like them.
Yeah.
And it keeps the crowd going. But then for me, I'm like, I need to change this. I don't like this anymore. So creating that again is just difficult. And then with different experiences and stuff with the events and stuff, it being innovative and coming up with different new and unique ideas, it's difficult. But I figured out a way to kind of cope with it for the experiences. I kind of go back to like what made us happy when we were like 14, 15, 16 in high school, like going crazy. And then I kind of replicate that into experiences now, because even these adults who are like 30 who go out and want to drink, they want to do the stupid stuff that we used to do as a kid again.
Yeah.
Like they want to play that dumb game on stage, or they want to, listen and, play it.
Kind of like remember and like,
and it makes people happy. Yeah.
Awesome. I love that. So what are your thoughts on San Diego's electronic music scene?
We have a huge electronic music scene, I think. I think that the house, deep house, techno vibe is huge here, which I applaud. I think it's amazing. It wasn't out of nowhere. It just popped up, and we became like a mecca, actually. Like people like flock here every year for like Crossed, and like that whole scene is just like pop in all the time.
Pop in. Anything that needs improvement?
I don't know. I feel like we have a lot of the big clubs downtown, and they're not thinking outside the box. I think they're really stuck on let's bring in this giant DJ. But what if they brought in like a bunch of really kind of mildly big local DJs and did one of those kind of nights regularly?
Yeah.
And kind of
gave cool.
That'd be more community, like
add more diversity for sure.
Yeah, because we don't need to go see Hardwell every month. It's not that fun.
Yeah. All right, lastly, this is a random question. Do you prefer tacos or burritos?
Oh my God, I'm a taco guy.
Oh yeah?
I love tacos.
What's your favorite taco?
I like carne asada.
Yeah, keeping it classic.
Yeah, what?
All right, keeping it classic.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, well, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and being here with me tonight. I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to work at Riches too. I just want to say that right now because it allows me to be creative and meet like such a cool.
You're the best one so far.
Oh, hey. Yeah, I meet like really cool people, and I love that place. I used to party there like all the time and hear your sets every Friday, and like it's a great environment, and I just feel welcome and loved by the community. So it has a really special place in my heart for sure.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah. So. Thanks again, and we're about to play more of your mix, and we'll be back in 10 minutes with a few more questions, so stay tuned. This is too much.
You like it?
I'm loving it. Like, whew.
It's fun.
It's a great set. I'm totally like, this is fire AF. Anyways, hi people. We're about to wrap up the interview. So tell me, what advice would you give someone that is trying to make it in this industry?
Don't give up. Have fun. Don't listen to anybody else but yourself. Well, no, that's not true. Listen to everybody, but take things in stride. Like, don't listen when people say no. Don't, You know, if someone tells you you're not doing good, you know, don't listen to them.
Yeah. Trust yourself, basically.
Yeah, give yourself a chance. Like, and
believe in yourself. That's so important. When you believe in yourself, great things happen.
It's true.
So, do you have any upcoming gigs that you want to share?
Big ones?
Anything that's upcoming for you?
Well, we have an Intensity in Vegas. I'll be DJing. It's the pre-EDC party. I'm DJing a trance hardstyle hard dance set.
Ooh.
I know, I'm excited. It's like right up my alley.
Yeah.
And then the Red Rocks event coming up in Denver. That'll be lit.
Lit. That's exciting.
I'm doing my Wet Republic pool party coming up. Since the last one I did was like 2 years ago, so I'm going back into that. Coming up in 3 weeks.
That's fun.
And then LA Pride, I'll be at Mickey's.
Okay, you got
stacked.
You got stacked. All right. So, what does the future hold for John Joseph?
I don't know. I always say I wanted to like retire by now, but I'm not there yet. So
don't. There's no reason. My dad's 50 and he's still DJing. Like.
I know. I think I just started jumping back into producing. I went away from it for a while because I just needed like a break.
Yeah.
And I thought like the DJing was fun, but it's not like. Oh, it's a really good song. I like the song.
Yeah. I'm like listening to you. All right. Anyway, and
that's where it gets harder. This is like
I know. This is a good song.
But anyways, I think I'm going back in. I just started jumping back into production, and got a couple of songs in the works right now, which is really nice.
Yes, can't wait to hear your sound.
That should be fun.
All right. Lastly, what are you most grateful for right now in your life?
I'm grateful for people saying yes. There's a lot of people out there that don't say yes. There's a lot of no's. You're sure everyone's heard Lady Gaga say 99 no's and 1 yes.
Yeah.
But it's true. I mean, it's the truth, and it's that one person that says yes to you, and there's always that one person that says, sure, I'll give you a shot, and then you just, you know, I get to go in there and blow them away, and they go, okay, you're hired, or whatever I do.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So those yeses out there, like, that's what I'm grateful for.
Awesome. You know? Well, thank you so much for being here once again. It's been great. Like,
of course.
Watching your dance moves.
Oh, yeah.
And hearing your story and just your mix is amazing. So I will be
It's my first one in 3 years.
I know. I saw your SoundCloud. You didn't have anything since like 2016. I was gonna ask you about that, but I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna put him on the spot.
I actually know why. It's because 3 years ago I went full crazy with Ellie parties.
Okay, you were busy.
Entertainment pros, so it kind of like put me on the back burner.
It's okay. Well,
back.
It's okay. You're doing things, man. You're doing great things. And thank you again for everything.
Yeah, of course.
And I will be uploading the full show and interview on my YouTube channel. And I hope that you are all ready for the finale next week. Only one more episode left, people. That's crazy. Time flies. So be ready for it. Love you, humans. See you next Thursday.